Hi, this is Patrick with Two Peas in a Condo, and today we're talking about the Click and Grow brand, which is a personal hydroponics brand. So hydroponics just means it uses water and liquid nutrients instead of soil to grow a plant. It also can mean it grows things faster than traditional gardening. This specific product from Click and Grow is called the Smart Garden 9 Pro. The 9 in that just means that 9 plants can be grown at a single time. The Pro piece of it just means that it can be connected to an app. So instead of interacting with the unit itself, you can control it from your phone. So kind of interesting. It's very similar to the AeroGarden Bounty in that it's both can grow 9 plants and that it's controllable on your phone. Today we are going to open this up, walk through how to put it together, and I'll kind of give you some tips and just insights along the way on what to do with this product. The most unique thing about really all of Click and Grow's products is that you don't have to add liquid nutrients to the unit itself, which is what you have to do for AeroGarden, iHarvest, Garden, all these other brands. But for Click and Grow products, it's really just you push a button because the nutrients is all inside the plant pods. So it really simplifies things if you don't want to mess with your garden much. And so I recommend it for anyone who wants a hands-off personal hydroponics experience. So like I said, we're going to open it up. There are links below for some discounts that you can get if you decide to get a Click and Grow, so please check those out. We also have a blog that details really a larger review and some comparison reviews too. So without further ado, let's jump in. To get started, there's this nice opening space, and just slide open. It's really sharp boxing. Good job, Click and Grow, on that. Tape on this side can come off. Click and Grow actually was something that started in 2009 in the country of Estonia. I believe their founder was interested in some research that was being done on a space station and wanted to, specifically around growing plants on space station, and was trying to look for ways to innovate in the indoor gardening space. So it says, if you want to be happy for a month, get married. If you want to be happy for the rest of your life, become a gardener. Chinese proverb. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Okay, so when we get in, first things first, you have your plant pods. These are 3 packs. They only really come in 3 packs, so that makes sense because their smallest unit only can grow 3 plants at a time. Similar again to one of the AeroGarden products, the AeroGarden Sprout. So this one is green lettuce. There's one here for mini tomatoes, and let's see, so like a cherry tomato, and then a basil. So I will say something this size is fun, useful. It's useful for, like, you know, growing greens or growing herbs for dinner. It's probably not going to feed your family though. If you want something big like that, you're going to have to go to a larger type of unit. I will say Click and Grow does have a large unit that can grow, I believe it's 51 plants at a time. So we're making it one of, if not the largest unit that exists in the main personal hydroponic space. Okay, so jumping in, it's like we got our light here, which goes over. And I'll lay all this out here in a second so we can see it. Let's see. So that's coming out. Let's see, some pieces here. These look like grow domes, which just hold the humidity in when a seedling is growing, very similar to other products. Let's see here. All right. Okay. Looks like some trellis stuff is inside here. We'll look at that more in a second. And then the big piece here like with most this size, this is going to be the reservoir. It's where the water is going to go. It's also where you're going to put your plant pods. So these are nice. These are reusable. They're kind of a thinner plastic, but they can be used for multiple plantings, multiple growings, multiple harvests. And that's it. Very simple. Oh, except for this growing guide, which we'll go through together. So I'm going to put all this out nicely so you can look at it all, and I'll walk through what each piece does, and then I'll show you how to put it all together. I've laid the main pieces out in a way that's going to be easy to see and put together. A few things to start off. This is not a trellis, like I told you before. These are the lamp arm extensions, which will connect the reservoir to the light source. The big thing that I need to make clear, and there are little pieces of tape on them, but you need to make sure that the left one, my left, goes into the left hole and the right one on the right hole. And the primary reason for that is that it has this little cord right here, or this gap rather, where the cord will go down. So you don't want that to be on the wrong sides. So first things first, you're going to take your lamp arm, put it into place. Should go really smoothly into place. Put those there. All right, great. And then you have your light, which is going to go on top over. This is a 13-watt light on the Click and Grow 9. That's actually pretty low in the personal hydroponic space. It's lower than like a lot of the competitors. Now I don't want to say that that's bad, because there are efficient ways to use light, and it doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing. I don't want to knock it till I've tried it. So I just think it's interesting to note, and we will see how it affects the growth of plants compared to other products here in coming videos. You're then going to slide these on, or this lamp head on, and okay, and that's pretty much it. If it's taken longer than 10 minutes, you've probably done it wrong. This is where the plant pods are going to go, with the smart soil, the one that doesn't need nutrients. A few things to point out. One is that it's got this little lip here. This is for a label. So if you take a non-permanent marker, you can say, basil, lettuce, tomatoes, or whatever you want to put. You can name your plants if that's what you're into. So that's fine. A lot of brands will actually put the name of the plant on the plant pot itself. So this is slightly different. The more important thing, though, to note is this little guy, which is a wick. Wick hydroponics, it's one of, if not the oldest form of hydroponics. So, they were using this in ancient times. Basically what happens is the water is in the reservoir, and as it touches the wick, it's absorbed through the wick, and it goes up into the plant, and basically waters the plant without using electricity. So you will not find a pump inside this reservoir, which is very different than most hydroponic systems. Benefits of that are, well, you don't have to pay for running a pump all the time. So this is a more affordable unit to run than a traditional system. The downside is that you probably can't grow as large of plants. Like, I'm very surprised that Click and Grow is offering tomatoes. Again, I'm not going to knock it until I've tried it, but I would be surprised if tomatoes could grow well in a system this size. So we'll find out. We'll do a comparison in a future video, but it is interesting. If your goal is to grow like herbs or greens, a wick system should be fine. That should work pretty well. And again, if one of your main concerns is affordability of running, I would say the Click and Grow is definitely a better system. So I'm going to flip this around, and we're going to add water and also the plants. I set up the unit, the Smart Garden unit, and I went ahead and started some of this because it's pretty self-explanatory, but we'll do this one here. When I chose how to set these up, I decided to do the taller plants on the sides and the smaller plants in the middle. So in this case, I got basil, which is going to grow pretty tall. The greens, which as I harvest them, pretty low, shouldn't be too high. and then the tomatoes, which should grow pretty tall. Again, we'll wait to see how that turns out. Putting the smart soil, in the pod is very easy. So here's the pod. You would take off this lid, it comes on, pop it off. The plastic is surprisingly strong, yet flexible, which is nice. And you put it in, and then it just snaps. Oops, should snap into place. One thing I will say about this product is that it's has a good snap. You don't always see that, but it does snap in very nicely. Then you place it here, and then also snaps nicely. And then last step is to put on the grow dome, this guy here, which this just creates a space of humidity for the seedling, and you'll want to remove that when the seedling is touching the bottom of the plant. So, all right. So that's our setup, and then I added some water already. You need about 4 liters of water. You can add it to this hole over here on the side, and you'll basically add water until the little bobble has been raised up by the water. Okay, at this point you should be about set. Now you can add the names of the plants if you want. That's probably something I should do because I will forget. But my thought is that once they get a little bigger, I'm also going to very distinctly know what they are. Basil does not look much like a tomato plant. All right, and then in terms of getting it started, also simple. You have your power cord on the left side of the unit, so my left again. One thing to note is that there's that gap we talked about in the last section. That's where you're going to put the cord, and it's just going to go down the whole unit. And then once you've done that, you're going to plug it in, which I'll do right here. And it should flicker for a second, like that. You saw that, and then it comes on. Seems pretty bright. I know I said that it has low wattage, but it still does seem pretty bright, which is good. It's got looks like blue, red, white, kind of full spectrum LED, which is nice. There's this feature if you wave your hand across the top, it should like dim or brighten. I'm not sure exactly how that works. Like that, just like that. So you just take your hand and then you just go back the other way. Oh, yep, I just didn't touch it hard enough. So it looks like swipe one way to turn it off, shut it off. Huh. Interesting. And then swipe the other way to make it brighter. Huh, okay. I'm not, that's cool, that's fun. I'm not sure the value of that necessarily, since you're going to want quite a bit of light, especially on really all of these plants, greens, tomatoes, herbs. They're going to need a bunch of light. Like we're talking like 16 hours a day is probably what you're going to want on them. But that's a fun trait of this. Well, you also control it on the app, and the app also gives you the ability to set a reminder for adding water, which is nice. So that's the basic setup. Let's jump back, look at the full thing from a little further back, and I'll give some final tidbits before we pack up for the day. Okay, so that's the unboxing for the Smart Garden 9 Pro from Click and Grow. It's a good system. It's slightly more affordable than some of the competitors like AeroGarden, which is probably their clearest competitor. About $50 cheaper without any additional discounts. Check out some discounts in the description. But a good product. I will say you can get more plant pods. It does come with plant pods, as you've seen, but you can get more. We have some around here somewhere. We went ahead and Click and Grow sent us actually some of these more greens. This is the grill and steak seasoning mix, which is cool. Looking forward to that one. They have over 75 different plants that you can grow at a time, which is a good selection. If you want, there are subscriptions you can do to make the plants a little more affordable and to kind of get them on a recurring basis so that you're always planting and harvesting, which, might be a good option for you. But this has just been the setup, so we'll do another video on a general review, and then we'll do another video on a comparison between Click and Grow and some of their competitors. So definitely AeroGarden, definitely iDo, maybe a few others, but we'll grow them next to each other so you can see for yourself which one works the best. So thanks for watching. This has been Patrick from Two Peas in a Condo. Please like and subscribe, do all that good stuff, and keep growing. See you soon.